Have you ever noticed how we can feel completely exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Or how our joints seem to ache more with every passing season despite our best efforts to stay active? We live in a world of abundance, yet many of us are suffering from a quiet, hidden ailment that I call hollow hunger. We fill our plates with modern processed conveniences that look like food, but our cells are essentially starving for the specific building blocks they were designed to run on. We look for a fix in a new pill or a trending supplement, but we often overlook the ancient, God-given solutions that have been waiting for us all along. There is a profound difference between simply eating to be full and eating to be truly nourished. Today, we are going to bridge that gap by returning to the wisdom of the Creator. We are looking at the foundational elements of life that were woven into the very fabric of the biblical world to restore your strength. I'm David, and I've spent years studying how the principles of faith intersect with the practical realities of our physical health as we grow older. Today, I want to share with you 15 specific nutrient bombs that your body is likely craving right now. These are not just random health foods. They are items with deep scriptural roots and remarkable scientific backing. When we look at these 15 items together, we see a blueprint for vitality that covers everything from your heart health and bone density to your cognitive clarity and immune resilience. By the end of this journey, you will have a clear, actionable list of foods that can transform your daily energy levels and help you age with the grace and strength that God intended for His children. These foods are accessible, affordable, and incredibly powerful when used correctly. I promise that by integrating even a few of these into your weekly routine, you will start to feel a renewed sense of physical purpose. I want you to stay with me all the way to the very end, because item number 15 is a humble root vegetable that most people dismiss, yet it contains a specific compound that acts like a shield for your aging eyes and your immune system. It's one of my personal favorites, and the way it works in the body is truly a testament to God's design. Now, before we dive into our countdown, I must offer a natural word of caution. I am a researcher and a brother in faith, not your personal physician. The information I'm sharing is for educational purposes and to inspire your wellness journey. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you are managing specific conditions or taking medications. Now, let's open the pages of history and science to discover the first of our 15 nutrient-dense treasures. Food number 1 is the humble lentil. Most people walk past lentils in the grocery store without a second thought, seeing only a cheap, dusty bag on the bottom shelf. However, lentils appear at one of the most dramatic and courageous moments in the entire Old Testament. In 2 Samuel 23, we read about Shammah, one of David's mighty warriors. While the rest of the army fled in fear, Shammah stood his ground in the middle of a field of lentils, defending it single-handedly against the Philistine army. He won a great victory that day, and the fact that he risked his life for a field of lentils tells you exactly how valuable this crop was in the ancient world. It wasn't just a side dish, it was a primary source of life-sustaining power. Modern science confirms what Shammah instinctively knew. 1 cooked cup of lentils provides about 18 grams of protein and 16 grams of fiber. They are also packed with folate, a B vitamin that your body uses to build and repair cells. As we get older, our blood sugar can become more volatile, leading to energy crashes and inflammation. The soluble fiber in lentils acts like a slow-release valve, ensuring that sugar enters your bloodstream gently rather than in a sharp spike. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that replacing starchy sides with pulses like lentils significantly improved long-term glucose control. When you prepare them, remember they only take about 20 minutes to cook. I love to simmer mine with a bit of cumin and sea salt. They are a true warrior's food, providing the steady endurance you need for the battles of daily life. Food number 2 is the egg. In Luke chapter 11, Jesus is teaching his followers about the generous nature of God the Father. He asks the crowd if a father would give his son a scorpion if the child asked for an egg. This simple illustration works because everyone in that ancient audience understood that an egg was a basic, essential, and highly nutritious gift. It was the gold standard of nourishment. For a long time in our modern era, eggs were unfairly criticized because of their cholesterol content. However, recent research has largely corrected this misunderstanding. For the vast majority of healthy adults, the cholesterol found in eggs does not significantly raise blood cholesterol levels. Instead, it provides the essential building blocks for our hormones and brain cells. One large egg contains 6 grams of high-quality protein and a nutrient called choline, which is absolutely critical for brain function and memory preservation as we age. It also contains lutein and zeaxanthin, which are antioxidants that protect your retinas from light damage. I remember my grandmother always starting her day with a soft-boiled egg, and she stayed sharp as a tack well into her 90s. When you buy eggs, try to find pasture-raised options if your budget allows. These eggs often have darker, richer yolks, which indicate a higher level of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. A study from Penn State University showed that eggs from pastured hens contain significantly more vitamins than those from factory-farmed birds. They are a complete package of life, designed by the Creator to provide everything a living being needs to begin its journey, and they can do the same for your morning routine. Food number 3 is olive oil, a substance that runs through the Bible like a golden thread. It was used for cooking, for lighting lamps, for anointing kings, and for healing the wounded. In Deuteronomy 8 verse 8, olive trees are listed as one of the 7 primary blessings of the Promised Land. This oil was so central to Hebrew life that it became a symbol of the Holy Spirit and divine favor. Today, we know that olive oil is perhaps the healthiest fat on the planet. It is rich in monounsaturated fats, specifically oleic acid, which has been shown to reduce inflammation and may even have beneficial effects on genes linked to cancer. But the real secret of high-quality extra virgin olive oil lies in its polyphenol. These are plant compounds that act as powerful antioxidants, protecting your cardiovascular system from the oxidative stress that leads to heart disease. A landmark study known as the Paradigm Trial found that a Mediterranean diet enriched with extra virgin olive oil significantly reduced the risk of major cardiovascular events in older adults. When you are shopping, look for extra virgin on the label and ensure it is stored in a dark glass bottle, as light and heat can damage the delicate oils. Use it as a finishing oil over your vegetables or salads rather than for high-heat frying. It is a liquid blessing for your heart and your arteries, keeping them flexible and strong. Just a tablespoon or 2 a day can make a profound difference in your systemic health, echoing the ancient practice of using oil to bring healing and light to the body. Food number 4 is honey. The Promised Land was famously described as a land flowing with milk and honey, a metaphor for ultimate abundance and sweetness. In Proverbs 24 verse 13, King Solomon gives direct advice: "Eat honey, my son, for it is good." Even the resurrected Christ ate honeycomb with his disciples in Luke 24. Biblical honey was raw, unprocessed, and filled with the essence of the local flora. Modern science has discovered that raw honey is much more than just a sweetener. It is a complex biological liquid containing enzymes, minerals, and antioxidants. It has natural antimicrobial properties that have been used for millennia to treat wounds and soothe respiratory issues. Research published in the journal Frontiers in Pharmacology highlights honey's ability to modulate the immune system and reduce oxidative stress. For those of us over 50, raw honey can be a wonderful natural remedy for a nighttime cough or a seasonal allergy. However, we must be honest about the sugar content. While it is far superior to refined white sugar, it will still raise your blood glucose. If you are managing diabetes, you must treat honey with the same caution as any other carbohydrate. I recommend using it sparingly to replace processed sweeteners. A small teaspoon in your morning tea or drizzled over yogurt is often all you need to capture its benefits. It is a gift from the bees that provides a taste of the sweetness of God's creation while offering genuine medicinal support for your body's natural defenses. Food number 5 is garlic. When the Israelites were wandering in the desert and began to complain about their hardships, they looked back at their time in Egypt with a strange sort of nostalgia. In Numbers 11, they specifically mentioned missing the garlic. This tells us that garlic was a staple of their diet, a flavor, and a medicine they felt the physical absence of. Garlic has been used as a performance enhancer and a disease fighter for thousands of years. The primary active compound in garlic is called allicin, which is created only when the garlic clove is crushed or chopped. Allicin has been shown in numerous studies to help lower blood pressure and reduce the stickiness of platelets in the blood, which helps prevent the formation of dangerous clots. A study in the journal Maturitas found that aged garlic extract was effective in reducing blood pressure in individuals with uncontrolled hypertension. To get the most benefit, I want to share a quick tip. After you crush or mince your garlic, let it sit on the cutting board for about 10 minutes before you put it in the pan. This rest time allows the enzymatic reaction to fully develop the allicin before the heat of cooking stops the process. Garlic is also a powerful prebiotic, meaning it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. While the scent might be strong, the benefits for your heart and your immune system are even stronger. It is a potent, pungent reminder that God often hides His most powerful medicines in the simplest, most earthy ingredients found in our gardens. Food number 6 is the pomegranate. This fruit is a recurring symbol of beauty, fertility, and blessing throughout the scriptures. Pomegranates were so highly regarded that their likeness was embroidered onto the hem of the high priest's robe and carved into the pillars of Solomon's temple. In the ancient world, it was a fruit of royalty. Today, we might call it a superfood because of its incredible concentration of antioxidants. Pomegranates contain unique compounds called punicalagins, which are extremely potent antioxidants found in the juice and peel. Research has shown that pomegranate juice has 3 times the antioxidant activity of red wine or green tea. These compounds are particularly effective at protecting the bad LDL cholesterol from oxidizing, which is the specific process that leads to plaque buildup in the arteries. A study published in Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that daily pomegranate juice consumption over a year reduced the thickness of the carotid artery wall in patients with stenosis. For those of us concerned about heart health, this is a massive finding. You can enjoy the seeds called arils on top of a salad or drink a small glass of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Be careful with store-bought juices that add extra sugar, as that can undo some of the benefits. The seeds provide a wonderful crunch and a burst of tart flavor that can brighten up any meal. Eating a pomegranate requires a bit of patience to peel, but that process is a good reminder that the best things in life and the best things for our health often require a little bit of extra effort and care. Food number 7 is the date. The date palm was one of the most iconic sights in the biblical landscape. Jericho was known as the city of palms, and the fruit of these trees was a primary source of energy for travelers and laborers alike. When the Bible speaks of honey in the context of the 7 species of the land, most scholars believe it refers to date honey, a thick syrup made from the fruit. Dates are a marvel of natural engineering. They are incredibly sweet, yet they come packaged with a high amount of fiber, which helps to moderate how quickly your body absorbs that sugar. They are also an excellent source of potassium, which is essential for maintaining healthy blood pressure and muscle function. For seniors, dates can be a secret weapon for digestive health. The insoluble fiber they provide helps keep things moving regularly through the digestive tract. Furthermore, dates contain flavonoids and phenolic acid, which have been studied for their anti-inflammatory properties and their potential to support brain health. A study in the Journal of Ayurvedic and Integrative Medicine suggested that dates might help protect the brain against oxidative stress and inflammation. I like to keep a few medjool dates in my pantry for those times when I'm craving something sweet after dinner. Just 2 dates can satisfy a sugar craving while providing a boost of minerals. However, because they are very calorie-dense, treat them like a natural candy rather than a staple vegetable. They are a concentrated burst of sunshine and soil, providing the energy and the minerals needed to keep your body moving through a busy day. Food number 8 is salmon. While the specific word salmon isn't in the Bible, the dietary laws in Leviticus 11 are very clear. Any fish with fins and scales was considered clean and fit for consumption. Salmon fits this description perfectly and was part of the broader family of fish that sustained the people of the Mediterranean and the Near East. The disciples of Jesus were fishermen, and fish was the primary protein served at many of the most famous meals in the New Testament. Salmon is perhaps best known for its high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These are essential fats, meaning your body cannot make them on its own. You must get them from your food. These fats are the primary building blocks for your brain and your heart. They help to lower triglycerides, reduce inflammation in the joints, and support a healthy mood. A large-scale study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that eating fish rich in omega-3s just twice a week could reduce the risk of death from heart disease by 36%. For those of us dealing with the stiffness of arthritis, the anti-inflammatory power of salmon can be a game changer. When possible, look for wild-caught salmon, as it typically has a cleaner nutrient profile than farm varieties. Whether you bake it with a little lemon and herbs or grill it over an open flame, salmon is a premier way to honor the body's need for high-quality protein and life-sustaining fats. It is a gift from the waters that nourishes the very center of our being. Food number 9 is the sardine. This might be a surprising addition for some, but sardines are a nutritional powerhouse that would have been very familiar to the people of the Sea of Galilee. In the ancient world, small fish were often preserved in salt or dried, making them a portable and reliable source of nutrition. Sardines are unique because you typically eat them whole, including the tiny, soft bones. This makes them one of the best non-dairy sources of calcium and phosphorus available. For anyone concerned about maintaining bone density as they age, sardines are an absolute must. Just one small can provide more than a third of your daily calcium requirement. In addition to calcium, they are loaded with vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve health and energy production. Many seniors become deficient in B12 because our ability to absorb it decreases as we get older. So eating B12-rich foods is vital. Sardines also provide the same omega-3 benefits as salmon, but with an added safety benefit. Because they are low on the food chain and have short lifespans, they accumulate much less mercury and other toxins than larger fish like tuna or swordfish. I personally enjoy them on a piece of whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon and a dash of black pepper. It's a simple, humble meal that provides an incredible amount of biological value for very little money. It's a reminder that God's most potent provisions are often found in the small, overlooked things of this world. Food number 10 is the walnut. Walnuts are specifically mentioned in the Song of Solomon, where the narrator speaks of going down to the walnut grove. These trees have been cultivated in the Middle East for thousands of years. There is an old concept called the doctrine of signatures, which suggests that the shape of a food often hints at the organ it helps. If you crack open a walnut, it looks remarkably like a human brain, with 2 hemispheres and a wrinkled surface. While this isn't a scientific rule, in the case of the walnut, it is incredibly accurate. Walnuts are one of the best plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid. They are also packed with more antioxidants than almost any other common nut. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that eating walnuts may improve brain function, including better memory, faster processing speed, and increased mental flexibility in older adults. They also help to lower the bad LDL cholesterol and improve the health of your artery linings. I try to eat a small handful of walnuts every single day, often mixing them into my morning oatmeal or a salad. They provide a satisfying crunch and a sense of fullness that helps prevent mindless snacking. They are a portable, shelf-stable, and delicious way to protect your cognitive health and your heart at the same time. God provided these brain berries in a hard shell to keep them fresh, waiting for us to unlock their potential for our mental clarity. Food number 11 is the avocado. Now, the avocado is not native to the Middle East. It comes from Central and South America. However, I include it here because it is a perfect example of a creation food, something that comes from the earth exactly as God designed it, requiring no processing to be a nutritional masterpiece. The avocado is unique among fruits because it is high in healthy fats rather than sugar. Most of the fat in an avocado is oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. This fat helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K from other vegetables you eat. If you eat a salad without a healthy fat, you are missing out on many of the nutrients. Avocados are also incredibly high in potassium, even higher than bananas, which helps to regulate blood pressure and reduce the risk of strokes. For those of us over 50, the high fiber content of an avocado is also a blessing, supporting a healthy weight and a stable digestive system. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating one avocado a day as part of a moderate fat diet helped lower LDL cholesterol in overweight individuals. I love to spread a bit of avocado on my morning toast or simply eat half of one with a little sea salt. It is creamy, satisfying, and deeply nourishing. It is a modern addition to our pantry that perfectly aligns with the ancient principle of eating whole, unadulterated foods to sustain the temple of the Holy Spirit. Food number 12 is Greek yogurt, or what the Bible often refers to as curds. In Genesis 18, when Abraham welcomed 3 divine visitors, one of the foods he rushed to serve them was curds along with fresh milk and meat. In the ancient world, without refrigeration, milk was often fermented or strained to preserve it, creating a thick, tangy product very similar to what we call Greek yogurt today. This process does 2 incredible things. It concentrates the protein, and it introduces beneficial bacteria called probiotics. As we age, our digestive system can become less efficient, and our gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in our intestines, can become imbalanced. Probiotics help to restore that balance, which is essential not only for digestion, but also for our immune system, as a large portion of our immune cells live in our gut. Greek yogurt is also an excellent source of calcium and protein, which are the twin pillars of bone and muscle maintenance. A study in the journal Applied Physiology, Nutrition, and Metabolism found that older adults who increased their intake of high-protein dairy like Greek yogurt saw improvements in muscle mass and strength when combined with exercise. When you buy yogurt, make sure to choose the plain variety. The flavored ones are often packed with as much sugar as a soda. You can add your own honey, walnuts, or berries to control the sweetness. It is a living food, a tradition of nourishment that stretches back to the tents of Abraham, providing the strength we need for our journey. Food number 13 is spinach. While spinach specifically may not have been in the ancient Levant, the Bible frequently mentions bitter herbs. During the first Passover in Exodus 12, the Israelites were commanded to eat the lamb with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. These herbs likely included wild greens like chicory, endive, and what we might recognize as early forms of spinach. These dark, leafy greens were understood to be cleansing and strengthening. Spinach is a nutritional giant, providing massive amounts of vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting and bone health. It is also one of the best sources of lutein, an antioxidant that is stored in the macula of your eye. As we get older, the risk of age-related macular degeneration increases, and lutein acts like a pair of internal sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting your vision. Research from the Harvard Medical School suggests that individuals who eat the most leafy greens have a significantly lower risk of developing cataracts and vision loss. Spinach also contains nitrates, which have been shown to improve the efficiency of our mitochondria, the power plants inside our cells. This can lead to better muscle function and more energy. I find that sautéing a large bag of spinach with a little olive oil and garlic is the easiest way to eat a large volume of it, as it wilts down to a small, manageable portion. It is a humble green leaf that carries the power of the sun and the minerals of the earth directly into your bloodstream. Food number 14 is the blueberry. Like the avocado, the blueberry was not in the biblical world, but it is a bomb of nutrition that seems specifically designed for the needs of the aging brain. Blueberries get their deep color from a group of compounds called anthocyanins. These are powerful antioxidants that have a unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Once in the brain, they help to reduce inflammation and improve the communication between neurons. This is why blueberries are often called brain berries. A famous study known as the Nurses' Health Study followed over 16,000 women and found that those who ate the most blueberries and strawberries experienced a delay in cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Think about that. Just by eating a handful of berries, you could potentially keep your mind 2 years younger. They also help to improve insulin sensitivity, which is crucial for preventing type 2 diabetes. I love to keep a bag of organic frozen blueberries in my freezer. They are often more affordable than fresh ones and are frozen at the peak of ripeness, which locks in the nutrients. You can stir them into your yogurt or just eat them frozen as a refreshing snack. They are tiny, potent reminders of God's attention to detail, providing a concentrated dose of protection for our most precious faculty, our minds, so that we can continue to study His Word and share His love with clarity. Finally, food number 15, our shield for the body, is the sweet potato. While the ancient Israelites didn't have sweet potatoes, they relied heavily on root vegetables and tubers for their survival. The sweet potato is perhaps the most nutrient-dense root vegetable in existence. Its bright orange color is a sign of its incredibly high beta-carotene content. Your body takes that beta-carotene and converts it into vitamin A, which is the primary vitamin for maintaining a strong immune system and healthy vision, especially in low light. One medium sweet potato provides over 400% of your daily vitamin A requirement. But it doesn't stop there. Sweet potatoes are also a slow carb, meaning they provide a steady source of energy without the rapid spikes in blood sugar that white potatoes can cause. This is due to their high fiber content. They also contain a specific type of protein called sporamins, which have been studied for their potential antioxidant properties. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food highlighted how the antioxidants in sweet potatoes can help reduce oxidative damage in the body. I find that baking a sweet potato whole in its skin is the best way to preserve its nutrients. It becomes naturally sweet and creamy, requiring very little seasoning. My wife and I often have them as a simple dinner side with a little cinnamon or olive oil. It is a grounding, earthy food that provides the steady, reliable strength we need to stay resilient against illness and to keep our eyes fixed on the beauty of the world around us. Take a moment to look back at this list. From the warrior's lentils to the brain-protecting walnuts, the heart-healing olive oil, and the vision-shielding sweet potatoes, what we see is a beautiful, interconnected web of nutrition. Notice how these foods don't just target one thing. They work in harmony. The fats in the avocado and olive oil help you absorb the vitamins in the spinach and sweet potatoes. The fiber in the dates and lentils keeps your energy steady so you can stay active. The protein in the eggs, salmon, and yogurt repairs the muscles that keep you mobile and independent. This is not a collection of random hacks. It is a symphony of health designed by the Creator. When we choose these foods, we are doing more than just dieting. We are practicing a form of stewardship, taking care of the physical vessel God has given us so that we can be more effective in our families, our churches, and our communities. We are moving away from the hollow hunger of the modern world and returning to the solid food of a life well lived. It is a rhythmic pattern of health. Protein for strength, fats for the brain, fiber for the gut, and antioxidants for the cells. It is a biblical image of a body that is well-watered, well-fed, and ready for service. Healing and health are rarely the result of a single dramatic event. More often, they are the result of small, faithful choices made day after day. It is the steady drip of the olive oil, the daily handful of walnuts, and the consistent choice of a sweet potato over a bag of chips. This is ancient wisdom returned to us in a modern age. We don't have to be confused by the latest headlines or overwhelmed by complicated diet plans. We can simply look to the things that have sustained humanity for thousands of years, the things that grow in the sun, come from the sea, and are pulled from the earth. As we grow older, our bodies require more care, not less. We need more nutrients, not more calories. By focusing on these 15 nutrient bombs, you are giving your body the specific tools it needs to repair, protect, and thrive. This is a journey of returning to the basics, of honoring the design of our bodies, and of trusting that the same God who provided for His people in the wilderness has provided for us in our local grocery stores today. It is a slow, beautiful process of restoration, one meal at a time. I want to encourage you to pick just one or two of these foods to start with this week. Maybe you'll grab a bag of lentils or start your morning with a pasture-raised egg. I'd love to hear which one you're going to try first, so please leave a comment below and let me know. If you found this helpful, please share this video with a friend or a family member who might need a little encouragement in their health journey. And don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey of faith and wellness together. It is my prayer that as you nourish your body with these gifts of creation, you would feel a renewed sense of strength and joy in your spirit. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may He give you the health and the vitality to walk in His ways all the days of your life. Until next time, stay strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Amen.